said, we got a very special show for you
Special
today on
guest.
Believe in Buckeyes. I'm Brian Browning here with Chindy Checkon. We got a very special guest. We got the Pierre Woods joining us out of the desert. Man, how you doing, P? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain, man. I appreciate for y'all having me on here, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. So for anyone who don't know, obviously, now Pierre Woods is not. He's not like a big brother. He's almost like a father figure for me, man. Coming from my neighborhood in Glenville. If you're not a Pierre Woods fan, you don't know who he is, you are a Pierre Woods fan. I'll tell you that because you're a Glenville fan. If you're a Buckeye fan and you're listening to this show, Pierre Woods laid paved the way for us tall blooders to kind of be seen on the national level. He's the first recruit from Ted Ginn to play in the Big Ten and the Power Five conference. Pierre went to the school up north. He went to Michigan, but man, he did a fantastic job in character as being just a leader, pinning his arms around the little brothers and raising us up. Man, so it's just really a pleasure to have you on the show, and we look
I
forward to kind of
appreciate it.
talking through some things, man. But man,
Yeah.
just glad to have you on here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate both of y'all.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's our first Michigan man on here, though.
Yeah.
So this is a
Hey, man, hey, man, history needs to be broken, man. Come on, let's do this.
yeah. So I want to just get it kicked off, man. It's been a tough few years for us Buckeye fans, right? At the expense of those Michigan Wolverines. But most recently, right now in the news, Jim Harbaugh, who had a lot of success these last few years against Ohio State, took the job at the Chargers. He's also taken some coaches with him, and Michigan obviously coming off a high point, national champion, Big Ten champion after Big Ten champion after Big Ten champion, right? Um,
hmm
but just how do you feel the state of Michigan, right? You're coming off a high, but at the same time, losing a very good football coach in Jim Harbaugh.
I think we're in good hands. Sharon Moore, Mike Hart still there, Ron Bellamy. I mean, we just lost our strength and conditioning coach who went out to LA as well. But one of his guys that was underneath him is taking over. So, I mean, the train gonna keep rolling, man, and that's what you need. You need to have pieces in place, and I believe we had those pieces in place. So now it's going to just keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now obviously Coach Moore, obviously he's been with the program for a handful of years, but doesn't have a ton of experience, right? Being a head man for any program. Any concerns there, or do you think he knows how to do the Harbaugh thing well enough to get the job done?
Listen, man, I'll say this, and like some of the guys when we went back up to Ann Arbor this past year to Ohio versus Michigan game, Ohio State versus Michigan game, they were worried. It was like, man, I don't know if we're gonna win. Nah, nah. I said, man, we're gonna win. Calm down, it's cool. It was like, man, but Harbaugh's not even coaching. I said, man, we're gonna win. Watch, don't worry. So having Sharon Moore on the other side as the active head coach, since Harbaugh was suspended, I mean, he already got one up on him, don't he? You know what I'm saying? He knows what to do. Um, the kids love him. You know what I'm saying? They don't even call him coach; they call him Papa Rone or Papa something.
yeah,
So he's doing the right things, and like he loves being there. You know what I'm saying? It's a great place to where raise your kids at. It's one of the top 10 safest places to stay year in and year out in the country. So it's a small college town, and it's a big house. So he's in a good place. He's in a great atmosphere, and he has the players behind him. And as long as you got that, man, I mean, there's a lot of guys that's still coming back next year that could have
yeah.
left. You know what I'm saying? But we got two centerpieces that I feel are really for that whole front four. You got Stewart, Grant, Mason, and then you got Moore that are all coming back, and then some of the younger guys are going to come up too. You know what I'm saying? And as long as they continue to rotate the guys the way they were doing the past couple of years, I feel like we'll be fine.
So there's a lot of guys on the offensive side of the ball. I think a lot of the offensive linemen who are seniors, I believe, who are moving on. And you know, I know from your perspective, you're right. You coming off a national championship, right?
hmm
Things have been going good. You got some stability keeping the coach on, but we've kind of felt. I wouldn't say it's not exactly similar, but Ryan Day took over for Urban Meyer, and we kept that kind of stability of the program, continued to recruit at a high level, bringing in good guys. But as the years have gone on, right? As the years have gone on, there's been a little bit of slip. Now 11-1 isn't like crazy, right? You're losing to the one team that won the national championship isn't crazy, but it's just what's your take on that? Because there's a stability, and there's the guy who's been there. He's shown that he can win, but he's still kind of winning with Harbaugh's team. And this is one thing that you got like he's still winning with Harbaugh's team. He's still winning with Harbaugh's foundation. Now he has to create his own foundation, and he's losing some of those pieces, at least on the coaching staff, to the NFL. Him being able to continue that on, continue to get the recruits, continue to keep the momentum going. You don't feel like there's gonna be some slippage here and there.
I don't feel like that. I feel like, you know what, he got his back end coming back. Will Johnson, you got Moore, Page. Then you got another young corner on the other side. The linebacker crew. You got the kid. We got the transfer coming from Maryland. We have a kid that came from Nebraska who's gonna, those guys are gonna go right, just fill right on in. So I don't think that we're really gonna be losing much. Besides on the offensive line, almost everybody's gone. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, but you got to think, we didn't lose a whole bunch of linemen as far as saying, okay, we about to go into transfer protocol. Like, I was salty when we lost Clemens, our receiver, and the young kid Walker, because I think Walker can be something special, but he just, they talked about him. He was a receiver, moved a corner, all these different things. But he physical. I guess he's not physical enough. You know what I'm saying? So he's moving on. But like a lot of those guys just waiting in the wings, man. I mean, those who stay will be champions. That's the name of the game. That's the way we look at it. And those kids know if they keep working, they're gonna be in there. They're gonna have a chance to play. So a lot of the kids are staying, and that shows the character and the culture that they built there. Like, everybody's not looking to go and just get money. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to get the money if you wait, you know what I'm saying? Those who wait will receive as well. So, it's a plus.
Yeah. So now, obviously, we're Buckeyes. We're bitter, right? I mean, we got everything that went on this season, and all the allegations and everything around the program and things of that nature. But obviously, watching the game, when it came down to it, whatever came out, you guys still played Penn State, Ohio State, Alabama, and Washington, and went on to win a national championship. For the alumni group, for for the guys that you're talking to, the guys that you're in your group chat with, how do you guys see this season? Was it a national championship season, or is there any type of asterisk or anything like that? Are you guys putting on after everything that kind of came out?
Nah, this is national championship all day long, man. Like Blake Corum said it himself, man. Hey, this season it's either natty or bust. You know what I'm saying? So they rolled on his back, and the offensive line. JJ really ain't had to do as much. People forget the first 8 games. Like, he didn't even play the fourth quarter of those games. So they be looking at his numbers like, man, what the heck going on? Like, this dude only had 2,600 some yards, but he didn't play in the fourth quarter of 8 games. You got to think that's a whole 2 games almost.
2 games. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally 2 games, 4 quarters. Like, yeah. So, but it was. I don't feel like it's an asterisk or anything like that because of the whole sign stealing. You tell me a college coach that don't look to steal signs. Just tell me one. I even heard. I read on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Urban Meyer hired a guy for the Buckeyes, and all he did was study Michigan, film, like watch whatever. Well, he wasn't even supposed to talk to none of the players. All he was to do was report back to him about Michigan, and that was it. That was his only job. So what is that?
So there's a difference between reporting back and studying and having a camera in his
you telling me he ain't go to games? Come on, now. You telling me he ain't going to no games? He ain't going to no games. Come on now. Come on.
Listen, that guy could go. That guy could go follow Michigan. He could go tell you what
I know
Jim
more
Harbaugh,
about the Buckeyes.
where he ate dessert at, what his dinner, what he made for dinner. But as long as
I'm
he ain't
probably,
was
I'm
in the
probably,
stands recording
I'm
them,
probably one of the
recording them.
only. Listen, I'm probably one of the only Michigan guys that, and I ain't gonna say the only because there's a couple of us.
Yeah.
Prescott, probably Carl Diggs, but I know for sure myself. I know so much dirt on y'all, so much stuff that has happened, bruh. But it ain't none of my business. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for
Yeah.
me to put it out there, and I'll never do that. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the guys who we both know, all three of us know, who said something at one point in time, like I would never say nothing. You know what I'm saying? We can go back to the Cornerstone of Hope. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole bunch, but at the end of the day, I'm happy that the guys are everybody's getting paid. I feel like guys and girls should get paid in college. That's the one thing I say I agree with my coach about, Lloyd Carr about. He used to always say, I feel like you guys should get paid.
Yeah.
He been saying that for years.
Mhm.
So now this happened. I'm happy for the kids, man. I'm happy that everybody's getting what they getting. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, to get 6, 7, 8, 9 years in college, I don't know about all that now.
Hey,
Like
hey,
Yeah,
you pass super senior, man. You
yeah.
28, 20. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to leave, bro.
yeah, you
When they
got to go
start
on
when
with
they
life.
start paying, guys start staying, man. That's just,
Man.
that's just how it is.
But yeah, that's
Hey,
good that you bring that up though, because I know Coach Harbaugh was, to be honest, he's the first coach I ever heard kind of bring up the fact that he feels that the TV revenue, that the universities and the conferences need to kind of come up with some type of agreement with the players where they're kind of getting a portion of the funds there. And then, like I said, I think the first one I heard say it, but it, like you said, I think it makes a lot
do
of sense for about everything that's kind of going on in the sport.
I feel like it would have made a lot of sense if they were sharing the revenue, but at the same time, do you think the Pac-12 would have folded the way it did if they were sharing the revenue?
No,
I
probably
mean, we
not.
don't know, but you got to also think about this. UCLA, USC is out in LA, right? You know what I'm saying? They're in the heart of Hollywood. So people ain't really coming. They don't want to see them play for real. The only team they really want to go see is the Lake Show. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They like the Rams because they got that big old stadium and the Chargers, quote unquote. But I seen more Browns fans playing against the Chargers than I seen the Chargers fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like the big show has always been a late show. If you ain't going inside that building, they really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Especially for college football. So it'd be something different. Like Ronnie bringing fans because of his name, because of who his dad is at USC. But USC ain't that good. They got all them freshman phenoms, but they not that good right now. So it's like it's a good thing and a bad thing. But the good thing is I always say, like I feel like what Harbaugh said was true. Share the revenue with the kids. Make it make sense. Cause ain't nobody
Mm-hmm.
coming to see the coach. They ain't worried about Ryan. They ain't worried about no Jim Harbaugh. They ain't worried about none of these coaches. Like serious. Nick Saban. That's why Saban said, "Okay, I'm out of here. I can't take this no more. It's all about money for these kids." When he can't dictate what he wants to do with a kid, it's over. Reggie Bush
Yeah.
said it. Maurice Claret said it. Like, look at it.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer be tripping right now if he was in it. Man, what the hell? I can't. These kids making more money. Come on now.
Yeah, we
So
had him on our show. He actually said it. Like, yeah, I couldn't coach today. Not with these rules and how things are getting ran now. Couldn't do it. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
and I don't want to. You mentioned Reggie Bush and them. Just do you think, because we don't know, the NCAA has not determined what their final say is on Michigan
sign stealing.
and the sign stealing, and it felt like it hit its peak when we saw Connor Stires on the Central Michigan sideline. Then the suspension
Was that
happened.
really him though? Was that really
Hey,
him?
man,
Everybody. Listen, man. We all got somebody that look like us. We all do.
Mm,
You know what I'm
yeah.
I
saying?
don't,
Was it really him?
I'm pretty
You
sure that
gotta
was
have.
him. But
How many times have you gotten? How many times have you gotten a sideline with just your like a little pass? I mean, like literally on the sideline, like you're a coach or something. How many times can we do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? They see me. I'm a big black guy. You a big black guy. You a little black. they gonna be like, man, what the hell you doing this sideline? Come on, man. What? Come on, man. Like you
But
just ain't sneaking
Yeah.
on no sideline. Even in the MAC, you're not sneaking on no sideline. You know, you come for recruiting, you on the sideline for high second. Once the game about to get ready to start, you got to go up in the stands.
but somehow he did get on that. That was definitely him on that sideline. But I feel
I mean,
like
I guess
I
you
feel
was
like
on the
the
sideline too, then, huh?
nah. They listen. Listen. There's no footage of me on the sideline, but it does seem like after it hit his peak, it felt like they beat the case on the field, right? Whether I win the national championship, all that stuff ended. But I guess just from talking to somebody from Michigan, what do you feel? Do you feel the NCAA is likely to vacate that national championship? Do you think they go that far?
No, they're not going to vacate it. I mean, the NCAA president said himself they won fair and square after the national championship. So at the end of the day, that's where it is, you know. And I feel like if they played today, whoever against whoever, they'll do the same thing against whoever. You know what I'm saying? They would have won the game. Fair and square. That's what they did. They didn't go out there and cheat. It wasn't no BS or anything like that. I mean, at the end of the so you have to look at it. The facts are the facts, regardless of whoever somebody picked. I watched all the little sports shows when the games are coming on. Oh, we picked such and such, and we picked this, and we picked that. Well, Michigan's going to lose today, and then when they don't lose, I'm like, well, oh, well, you know, they were looking at people's signs. Okay, so how many signs or how many coaches have said that um, we steal signs as well? Well, then when Harbaugh said, "All right, let's go to the Hammer Audio. Let's just end it all." How many coaches said no? It's a lot of college coaches say no because they want to see the signs, and this is a fact. Like when I was in New England, my first 2 years, my rookie year and my second year, we played Indianapolis. Their offensive coordinator will steal your signs like it is not nothing, and Peyton Manning will eat you alive. We went in the first half in '07, played them in the Sunday night game. I'll never forget it. And we played them. And in the first half, Peyton was killing. The second half, we come out with wristbands. So they knew our sign. So coach was still doing the sign, but he had tapped the wristband. So we knew what to play. It was show cover 3, go to cover 4. You know what I'm saying? Show cover 4, go to cover 2. Like he just switched it up. And Peyton, if you watch that game, he threw 2 picks to Rodney Harrison. So, hey,
Yeah.
if we was really getting them, you know, it should have been Pick City everywhere. Cause y'all got Kyle up out of there so doggone fast. Scared the kid up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, death threats for a kid throwing an interception. Like, come on, man. He's still a college kid, man. His brothers on the team should have backed him.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. So
just
for our listener, Pierre played, well, I think, with 5 seasons with the Patriots, right, in the NFL.
right.
Obviously, Michigan guy, teams with Brady, a lot of teams of that nature. Now, on some of those teams, we just got one of your coaches, right? I believe you played with Coach Bill O'Brien. Obviously, you're the defensive guy, right? DN, outside linebacker. Bill O'Brien was on the offensive side of the ball. But do you have anything on him? Any stories about Bill O'Brien that you can
I
share with
mean,
our fans and share with us? Because we don't know much about the
Yeah.
guy.
Bill O'Brien's a good dude, man. He has a big heart. You know, he has a kid with autism and you know, or some type of Down syndrome or something like that. And he's a family guy. He's a hardworking dude. Billy O, like, he's always been chill. I mean, besides the time that him and Randy got into it on the sideline. Besides that, I mean, but he's a fiery guy, man. And he wants to win. So y'all got somebody with, you know, a great mind, great offensive mind, who's been around the game for a long time. And shoot, you being around Bill Belichick, man, you learn the intricacies of like every aspect of football. So he knows offense, defense, special teams. He's gonna be a big help to Ryan Day. Huge help, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said it to you guys earlier before the show started. On paper, you guys are the national championships of this year. On paper, but you still got to play the game. You still got to play the game, and the fact that it's 12 teams now, you know, some guys may be opting out, talking about, man, I don't want to get injured. If you think you're gonna get injured, you're gonna get injured, man. You're gonna get hurt if you go out there you thinking it. But if you're gonna play and you want to win, I mean, for all the guys that's coming back, I don't think nobody should opt out on y'all team. And like I said, it's gonna be a battle that last game, like always. But
Mm-hmm.
on paper, you guys are the national champs. That's
Yeah,
on paper, but you still got to play.
Got to play. Got to prove
yeah.
it.
We don't even want to hear that. Like, we don't even want to.
Hey man,
I,
listen.
I know. I know
I'm
what you're
speaking. I'm
saying.
speaking facts though. It's either
Right.
y'all or
Mm-hmm.
Texas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the like, I don't care how many guys Dion get up in Colorado, and get he only got 5 high school kids and getting all these transfers. It's different, man.
Yeah.
For guys that's been there, you know what I'm saying? Like these guys coming together all as collectively as one for this upcoming season. Y'all guys been there for four going on 4 years together. You know, some coming in, so they just pieces of the puzzle, and they all coming together. That's the same way it was with Michigan. Those guys been there, so it was pieces of the puzzle and they lost their best offensive lineman, and they still won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we still won. My bad. Let me say we still won. So,
So,
so I mean, at the end of the day, you guys got the pieces of the puzzle. You're gonna lose a couple guys here and there. But shoot, if I was Marvin Harris and they talking about getting me 20 mil in college, I'll take that 20 mil in college and just wait, for the pros. That's what
yeah,
I'd have did.
he ain't get.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't. That wasn't true. That wasn't a true reporting, man. He wasn't
Listen,
about to get 20 million. Not for one season.
hey,
What I would say, I mean, you make a good point. I think, man, Michigan had a really good team, right? But I think was a little bit overlooked is how well they played together. It's like, there's one thing about having talent. Like you said, Ohio State on paper looks like the national champions. Um, but they just execute at a high level all year. Um, and I think some of that comes from having those veteran guys who are good, but they also really understand the game. They really anticipate what the opponent's trying to do. They really know how to play together, which I think from Ohio State side, I mean, we obviously had the talent, but I don't think we executed at that same level, and not just against Michigan, just you know throughout the season. I think that makes a big difference. Really getting those veteran guys coming back for another year for sure.
well, at one point in time, y'all was number one going into the playoffs. So, regardless of anything, I look at everything. Like you said, it's playing together, being a group, being a brotherhood, right? You had a lot of teams that talked about the culture, the culture, the culture. Like, and then you got a lot of teams and players that believe it. A lot of guys talk about it, they just don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were one of those teams when I played, we talked about it. I don't think we ever believed it. You guys got in that championship. We didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that plays in part, and that goes to, Mike Doss telling the referee, I'm a 2-time All-American. It's a long story. It's a long story. Just know that. But that's my dog, man. I'm a 2-time All-American. I remember telling me that. I was like, man, get out of here, man. But as long as the team believe in one another and don't worry about nobody, when I say nobody outside the walls of that building, and they in there grinding day in and day out, and they have faith and believe in each other, that's all that matters, man. And that's like, when I would hear the players say it and talk about it, I wasn't worried about nobody else, like what the sports commentators had to say or anything like that. I looked at the players. The players believed in one another. The players have faith in one another. They have faith in what the coaches was telling them and doing the things they're supposed to do. And when you got that, man, can't nobody break that bond. Nobody. Nobody. I don't care what no naysayer or the NCAA or whoever, man, can't nobody break that.
Do you think you guys make that 12-team playoffs? Will you guys have enough there to kind of repeat and at least and get back to the big one?
Give me a record. What's
I,
your record prediction?
man, I'll say 11-1, man. That's how. Listen, when I say that I believe in them guys, man, I believe in them. You got to think too. This year coming up, they actually had 3 bye weeks. Three, 3 bye weeks. I ain't never heard them jump like that. But they play Texas. You know what I'm saying? They play Washington. Washington's losing everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody. The big test early in the season is going to be Texas for us. I don't think we have Penn State. We got um,
Got USC.
Michigan State, of course, USC. We got kids that's been waiting in the wings that are ready to step up and play. You know, so I don't think it's the same thing with you guys, man. Like I don't think it slows down. The train keeps moving. You know what I'm saying? Like would it slow down a little bit? Maybe, but we'll see. I
Yeah.
mean, I think Alex Orji gonna be nice.
Yeah, and with the head coach being the offensive line guy, it gotta help. It can't hurt.
Oh,
Cannot
it's
hurt
definitely
development
gonna
for
help.
sure.
And then the old tight end coach is now the new offensive line coach, who was an offensive lineman himself, who had an opportunity. He would have had an opportunity to play in the league, but I believe he's playing somebody, and they messed up the nerve in his knee and stuff like that when he was, So now he's going to the offensive line, and I mean, hey, it's going to be a really good opportunity to play some ball against some good teams, especially teams on paper like Texas, Ohio State, that have a lot of players coming from different teams, and you know we got to be up for the challenge, and I'm pretty sure we will be.
That's for sure.
So you're more confident. I mean, I expected you to be
Very,
confident.
listen, I'm very confident. Not even because we won that championship this past year. It's
Yeah.
because I just feel like I know what the kids that's been waiting want to do too. They got some really good players up there, man. Like, and they ain't no 5 stars. They like
Yeah.
3, 4 star kids, 2 star who work they tail off. They ain't
And
nothing been handed to them. You know what I'm saying? They were recruited. Oh man, I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate this dog on scholarship, but I come here to compete and win. And it's a plus. Some guys was just waiting around to say, okay, we want to win this championship and get this ring, and I'm out of here. And that's what some of the guys did. That's where I look at it. Like those words, those who stay will be champions, man. I believe it, and to this day, I still believe it.
Yeah, y'all got a bunch of lunch pail guys, man. And see, I'm challenged, man, because I got a bunch of bookmarked tweets that I'm ready to fire off when we beat Michigan. I got a bunch of tweets just waiting. I bookmarked them 2 years ago and couldn't.
I've, I've seen some of your tweets and X's on X and everything like that. Listen, it's all good, man. V, you remember the times when we lost to you guys, right? And how many times people will come up to me, yeah, man, we kicked y'all tail, da, da, da.
yeah,
Have I ever came back to you like that?
no,
Ever?
never. No.
Listen, man. Again, used to say win with humility.
Yeah.
I learned that against Menor. We played Menor my senior year. Menor kicked my butt freshman, sophomore, junior year. Senior year, we was killing them. I said, fellas, we ain't losing this game tonight. I caught a fake punt, and we was up. And G, when I tell you Gene was so mad, his lip was going like this here. It was, you win with class and humility. What's wrong with you? Don't be acting like a bunch of, you know.
Yeah, you ain't get slapped, did you? That's a slappable offense.
No, no. Hey, because at that time I ain't take the blame
There you go.
at that
Yeah.
time. But he was like, because I was the punter. He was like, who called that? I was like, Pittsburgh called it. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah,
I called it,
yeah,
man. I just wanted to get back, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
wanted to get
yeah,
back. So,
yeah. And part of that legendary career, Pierre brought the first win in the playoffs for a public school when Glenville beat Shaker.
bro, I didn't do it myself, man.
Yeah.
Our team did it. Our
I
team.
was in
I
the
ain't do it
stands. Me
myself.
and my brother was talking about it before the show. Like, yeah, I mean, another story about Pierre was back when NCAA football was a game. Pierre was the first Glenville player that was an impact player on that Michigan defense. Had that star under them, running around. Yeah, I used to pick Michigan. Don't say it, don't too. I
Hey,
used to pick Michigan back in the day,
hold
just so I
up.
could
This
pick Pierre and
this is what's
get off on the
crazy though.
edge.
This is what crazy. So you remember that, right? I was an impact player for 2 years. Then they met me and Lamar Willie B1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I met a guy from the NCAA, and he was like, "Man, why ain't you playing?" I said, "I don't know." I said, he was like, "Man, you know the NCAA respect you." I said, "Well, I don't know, my coaches don't."
yeah,
Yeah,
That
that's
was deep, bro.
that,
That was
yeah.
deep. How I'm an
That
impact
was,
player on the game, but not an impact player on the team for real.
yeah, that was definitely a weird little situation and time there. That's for sure. That's for,
It happens. It
yeah,
happens,
it
man.
happens, man. The
Go
politics
go
of
blue
college
anyway.
football.
Go
yeah.
go
Yeah.
blue anyway.
So I just want to. This is my last thing. I want to make this clear because when I get on Twitter, The way I'm talking right now, I ain't gonna talk the same way on Twitter. But it's not directed at
I'm
you. It's directed at all the other Michigan folks out there. It's not directed at you. So just know that I'm trolling Michigan fans, and it has nothing to do with you. Just know that.
when I remember in 2016, right? Like we went down there, you know, they had one of the best ranked defenses. Boom, boom, boom. We played, man, and y'all killed us, right? And that was the 4th and 1, and I'm talking about it was a guy who was down there, and it was game day, and some cat was drunk, and he was like, he says, "Yeah, F Michigan." I said, and he said, "F you too." I said, "No, you can say F Michigan. That's fine. You know, it's a state, whatever." No, F Michigan, F you too. And then he grabs this man. I go to knock him out, right? And my brother grabbed me. My boy Mike Pace, and some lady, and she jumps on me, and I'm about to swing, hit this dude. I'm like, man, I grabbed his wrist, like, man, what is like, if he wasn't there, I would have been fighting a bunch of guys. I would have been fighting, because at the end of the day, man, like to me, like it's a game, right? And I respect. I'm from Ohio first and foremost, so I'm gonna always be Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, no matter what, right? But when you talk about a team, say F the University of Michigan, okay, it's a school. I went to the school, but when you say F me, and then grab your joint, like man, something, you know, like come on, man, like I'm a man first, man, and I don't never say nothing like I'm a man first, and like I'm a guy first, man, like I'm a real dude, I'm a real human being, like more than anything. So to all the Ohio State, Michigan fans, it's just a game. I know we entrenched in it deep, you know what I'm saying? Y'all bleed scarlet and gray, we bleed maize and blue. I get it, but it's a game. It ain't like life or death. Some people it is. I seen a
Yeah, that
guy in
guy might have
Massillon have a
died,
heart
man.
attack.
That guy might have died. That guy was real fool.
Listen, I seen a guy literally at a Massillon game, Massillon, Washington, right? Up in Massillon, Ohio, at the game, had a heart attack and died at the game. They said he went out like a king. I said, what? He had a heart attack at the game. They talking about he went out watching his favorite team. Man, nah, it ain't that serious, man. I'll be ready to be around my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Around my family. So
Buckeye
Yeah, I
fans don't
feel
want to
you
hear
there.
that. They don't want to hear
I'm pretty sure they don't, and that's cool, man. That's cool. Hey,
that.
look. I'm gonna run down a list of the guys that I'm cool with. That's Buckeyes. You know, RP, my man Will Smith, Mike Dawes, Darren Scott, B, you, Troy, Dante, Ted, Maurice, Maurice Hall, Maurice Correct. Who else? Nate Sally. Like, man, it's so many of y'all I'm cool with. Cordell, you know what I'm saying? All my little bros. Christian Bryan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jamel Hines, Rob Rose, you know, like Ray Small, like, man, all these guys.
Right.
So I'm as a Michigan player, I'm more entrenched with y'all than y'all think. Like, you know what I'm saying? I will also say when Tressel was there and I was at Michigan, I would come down there on a, when I wasn't playing or whatever, and he would let me in the building.
Mm.
He would let me in Woody Hayes and walk around. You don't
Yeah.
believe me? Ask Drew Carter. Me and Drew still cool to this day.
Yeah.
Drew, man, what you doing in the building, man? It wasn't no big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
some people take, like I said, I'm entrenched, man. I don't bleed scarlet and gray. You know what I'm saying? My brother-in-law who used to come up to Michigan and drink and do whatever he wanted to do, man, I'm a Ohio State fan. I said, listen, Kev, y'all gonna lose this year. Y'all gonna lose. He ain't believe me. Y'all gonna lose. He was, man, we ain't lose. We gonna kick y'all tail. I was like, all right, okay. And I mean, even when I met up with my guys earlier this year, like when we was at the game, they was like, man, I don't know if we gonna win. And I said, man, we gonna win. Relax, man. It's cool. Harbaugh's not coaching. We gonna win. Just relax. We cool. Like I said, it wasn't even off of what the coaches said. It was off of what the players said. Players believe
And that
it.
culture.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
culture, man, they believed it. They believed it. That's like Glenville, back-to-back state champs, baby. It's
Right.
Division 4,
That's
but we
right.
still back-to-back state champs,
Hey,
baby.
right.
Hey,
It's a new standard. It's a new standard coming up.
you,
Yeah,
you
right.
better believe that. You better believe it. You better believe it.
That's right.
Wrap it up, B.
All right, man. Well, look, P, we really appreciate you joining us. Obviously, this means a ton to me, man. Obviously, you mean the world.
Man, I
Glad you joined
appreciate
the
it, man.
show. And like for the listener, if you're a real listener of Believe in Buckeyes, we always do a section on keeping our eye on the team up north, and we just did the biggest one ever, and that's due to our man Pierre Woods joining us, man. And we'll catch you next time. Obviously, the tweets are still gonna be flying. Respond when you. I know you're not a huge social media guy responding, but when you can, we appreciate it, man. And
I
always
don't really
much
be on.
love from
I
me.
always see CC, man. CC always on there talking trash, man. Always. That's just what he do. But man, I really
Always.
appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for having me on the show, man. And B, you already know his love, man, from way back when I used to be like, man, that's your little brother to your big brother. This dude was towering over everybody in junior high school, man. But it's always love, man, and I appreciate it. And thanks for having me, man. I really
Yeah,
do.
for sure. Now, P, don't be upset. We got to end the show the right way with an OH.
Ayo.
You got to say go Bucks, but it's all look, go Bucks.
I can say go Bucks, but I have a quick story. I was up at Gann Academy the
Yeah.
day when Coach J, I think that's his name,
Yeah.
the tight end coach, when he had
Older
got
guy.
card.
Oh, we
No,
got
the
Carter.
young guy
Yeah,
from our,
young guy. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
you talking about recently? Okay, yeah. Okay.
recently got
Yeah. We
got
remember that story. Yeah.
carjacked, right?
Yeah.
So I get in the car, I go look for him, boom, boom. And he's like, man, like he's so calm, he's cool, calm, collective, and everything. I met Ryan Day. I had my Michigan alumni hat on, right?
Ooh.
And he was like, so, so this the hat that they gave us up at the game. So, tight end coach he says, man, the only reason why I got carjacked because you got that hat on. They made a joke of it, but Ginn wasn't there and I was there, so I was being very serious, man, because at the end of the day, it's a serious matter.
Yeah.
And if
Right.
they would have pulled a trigger or anything like that, then anything would happen to that dude. I'd have really been pissed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I was happy nothing happened. He got his passport back, everything back, but he a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy now. James Laurinaitis, that's another Ohio State Buckeye. That's my guy too, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you
Yeah.
know, like I told you, man, I'm good with y'all, man. Y'all got to
Yeah.
stop being
Yeah.
so hateful.
You
Stop being
said
so
go Bucks.
hateful.
You said go Bucks. That's all we wanted. We want to hear
Go
after.
Bucks. I'll say go Bucks, but it's OH high ho all day.
Nah.
Ain't never. I say go Bucks all day. I
Yeah.
say go Bucks
Yeah.
all day long.
That's what's up.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem.
All
All
right,
right,
P.
man. Y'all be cool, man. Peace and love, brothers.
All right,
Same.
talk with you soon, man.